Hi, this is David, and I'm going to be playing through the Settlers 2 10th Anniversary Edition. In this series of videos, I'm going to be playing through the campaign missions in this game, which serve as sort of a tutorial introduction to the game. I might move on to playing free play games later on. And yeah, let's get started. So this game is an economic simulation and city building game, similar to the Anano series of games, such as Anano 1404, which is the game that I also play, and I was playing that game and kind of was looking for something else to play, and I came across the Settlers series of games, and specifically Settlers 2, and specifically the 10th Anniversary Edition, which is in 3D instead of 2D, which is a little bit it's a little bit closer to Anano 1404. I would have no problems playing the original Settlers 2, and I might do that in the future. But for now, I'm playing this version. So the setting of this game is during the Roman era, approximately, and I am playing as Romans who are searching around. All the women from their society were kidnapped, and so they're trying to rescue them, apparently. So I'm just going to jump in and start the campaign.
Beginning. After countless days in the eye of the storm, we'd completely lost our bearings. Drifting in the treacherous currents, we ran aground. Our hull was breached, our cargo lost, and we were shipwrecked several miles offshore. Fortunately, almost all our party survived, both the storm and the wreck, and still found enough strength to swim ashore. Landlubbers had no business being on the high seas anyway. Strange. Everything looked so familiar. The flora and fauna resembling so very much that of our native country. Yet I could have sworn that we had drifted far off course. Our next task would be to ensure our survival and explore the island. The goods from the ship that were washed ashore would be a great help to us for the time being.
So, if you've played Anano 1404, then this game will be very similar to you, or any of the Nano games, I imagine. Otherwise, it's an economic simulator / building game where you build various things and manage the resources that they give you and produce. So, let's get started. I see that there's some trees over here, and I'm going to need wood, and there's some stone over here, and I'm going to need stone. So, I'm going to begin by gathering those resources. To do that, I'm going to build a woodcutter's hut, which is going to give me wood. And I'm going to build a forester's hut, which is going to replant trees. I cannot actually connect this forester's hut to the road yet because the woodcutter is going to have to clear some of these trees out so I can do that. So I'm just going to move on. The quarry will need to be built over here, and I'm going to do that. I guess I'll do it here. I'm just going to build it over there, and then I'm going to build a road from here to here. I'm just going to build a road around there to make this area not as limited by traffic supply. So if you know about graph theory from mathematics and computer science, then this might seem like a graph to you. So in terms of that, these are nodes and these are edges, and it's a non-directional graph or undirected graph, meaning that this guy can go from here to here, or he can go from here to here, it doesn't matter. Or technically it's the resources going from there to there, or there to there. And similar to graph theory, these are kind of like the cost from here to here is the same as a non-weighted graph, so it's just 1, 2. And I guess it has some sort of weight, which is the time that it takes for him to get there, but, well, I won't worry about that for now, because that's kind of constant. And it's actually dependent on the walking speed. So, if you don't know about graph theory, then basically you can just think of these as transportation routes, and the resources have to move over here, kind of like roads on like an interstate or something. And in order for resources to move around, you have to have roads that are open. And these guys go around and transport things around. So it'll all become clear later on if it's not clear right now. So I'm just going to move ahead. So I need a sawmill to turn the logs that this guy is producing. This guy's cutting down trees, which makes logs, and I'm going to need a sawmill to turn those logs into planks because I've got a limited supply that I started out with. You start the mission with some set of resources like fishing rods and axes and stone and planks and logs and such. But eventually you're going to run out of those, so we don't want to run out of planks, so let's build that sawmill. And we've got a quarry up and running now. And I see that there's some mines or mineral sources over here, so in this mountains area, so I'm going to send out some geologists to prospect it and search it and see what minerals are actually there. Now this is a simple campaign mission, so the only real objective here is to reach this portal. So I'm just going to build barracks in that direction and kind of go through some basic stuff, because the point of this campaign is to kind of be like a tutorial, an introduction to the game, so it's not getting too complicated just yet. I guess first off I'm going to explain some common errors that you can encounter. So if you have too much traffic on a certain road, like say I didn't have this road and whatever, and there's a lot of resources going around here, then they might get a flag blocked error here, and that basically just means you need to build more roads and make it decrease the amount of traffic going through this certain road. As you can see, these guys carry resources in this manner where one stays here at this flag and just carries it back and forth like that, like he is doing just now. And this guy then carries it to this flag, and so on and so forth. So that's how that works. Now, the actual way that things happen is just carrying resources around. This guy builds it eventually, and the building is erected. Now, another thing that could happen is running out of tools, and if you expand a lot very rapidly without getting a good supply of tools, then you could potentially run into an error where it talks about not having workers in the building. As far as I can tell, that's determined by tools, but those are two main errors to watch out for. So the way that territory is expanded in this game is by building barracks or military buildings in general. And once you have soldiers inside of those buildings, then this blue line, or the area that you can build in, expands. And then you can build outside of this. What is now outside of my territory will become my territory, and that is how you claim territory. Eventually, there will be enemies, like say there's an enemy barracks over here. I'm going to have to go attack that and capture it in order to expand out here. But not for this mission. So there's actually no enemies on this mission. If you look in the statistics, I'm the only one here. And that's cool. So, I'm just going to keep going. I'm actually going to turn up the speed a little bit, because building stuff in this game can take quite a while if you don't actually have some sort of like speed enhancing mode and turned on. So, it looks like I can build this now. Okay, so good. So I can build the forester's hut, or connect the road and then build it. Which means that I will be able to grow trees back here and have this guy cut them down then, to make that a renewable resource instead of non-renewable one. So this guy is gathering stone, And these are reports or alerts that happen up here, and you click on them and it will take you to there. You can also right click to disable, or delete it, technically. And so this, the last one I just clicked on said that this was manned, which meant that my territory is expanded, because territory only expands once the building is actually manned by a soldier. And build a road there, and get a fisherman hut up in there, running there. We'll see how that works, and I'm going to get another one here. Okay. We've got stone and coal. Okay, we can't actually build over here with the stone, so what I'm going to do is build a coal mine, I guess right there. And I'm going to build some barracks over here to try to expand. And get over here and get this gold and get this stone. And I also see some resources, or some minerals over here and over here that I'm going to go get. And, okay. Send out some geologists to prospect, and that will tell me if there are some resources over there, what they are. So, do the same over here. And you can also send out scouts, which will just remove this fog of war a little bit and tell you what's over there. In case you want to plan out some... I guess that's water. If you want to plan out your deployment strategy a little bit more fine-grained, like say I wanted to build something in this area, and I wanted to find it out, like what's going on over here, like maybe there's an enemy over here, I would want to send out a scout over there to see what is happening before I actually start building, potentially, at least. And if you hold down the right mouse button, you can actually pan around and see what's going on. Just a little bit changing the perspective since this game is 3D and not 2D. Okay. So this military building is now manned, which means that I can now build my gold mine over here. And also, well, not stone yet though. I'm gonna build another barracks over here and try to get this. Oh, get this territory over here so I can put a stone mine up here somewhere. I could do it here, but technically, so the way this works is that these guys, like a miner, can actually go over here and get stone if I built one here, but I would rather build it up here where the stone is if possible. I will do that if I can't. See, like this fisher guy, he's going over here to fish. This fisherman, he's just fishing over there. Just because. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that he's going outside of my territory for some reason, but that's just the way this game works. So, for instance, technically an enemy fisherman could be here coming in my territory and I could be fishing in his territory. And, you know, in real life, you might have some sort of trade dispute happen over in that situation, but in this game, who cares? Territorial dispute. Even if we were allies, we might not have an agreement that says we can fish in each other's area, but this game is a simulation game, but it's not going into that in depth. If you want something along those lines, Crusader Kings and Europa and Firaxis games are a little bit more politics and have stuff like trade agreements and stuff, although they don't really, I don't know, it's not at this level of building. You certainly aren't building buildings in this manner, which would be kind of a cool idea for a game. It's maybe like having something like Crusader Kings, but you can zoom in and actually build the village up like this, and then zoom out and go back to the overall kingdom. That might be actually a good idea for a game. I'm also a game designer, and a game developer, software engineer, so I might actually build something like that, or at least put it on a bucket list of things that I want to make. Put it on the backlog. Maybe I'll get to it in a year or two. So I guess I'll explain about the animals. So these animals run around, and you can hunt them because there's 3 sources of food in this game: ham, bread, and fish. So the animals give you ham, or just because. So you can also build a pig farm, which I can show you right here. This is a pig farm, and if you look down here in this area, part of the screen, bottom right, it will says pigs are bred, which are later made into ham by the butcher. So this requires water and grain. So I can't build that on this mission because I can't actually build a farm, I believe? Farm is what it is, I think, right? Oh, I can build a farm. Okay. Alright, well, in that case, I guess I'll get a farm going. So farm is pretty cool. It's a more renewable source of food, I guess. Yeah, so I'm gonna build a farm. And up here. And the farm requires grain. Oh wait, no, the farm requires nothing, I guess. Alright, there you go. Alright. I'm pretty sure, so I can't build a slaughterhouse on this mission, that's what it is. I can build a farm, which produces grain. I can build a mill, which grinds flour. So this mill takes flour, and I can also build a bakery, I believe. Maybe not. Let's see. I can build a bakery. Okay, so I can build a bakery, but not right there. So I'm going to build a bakery right here, and then I'm going to build a mill over here, I guess. And in addition, I will be... Actually, I'm going to build a lumberjack right here, just to cut down these trees right here, to make that a little bit less annoying. And let's see. Okay, so it's going along nicely. So you can see that things are being transported, and these donkeys actually carry twice as much resources. If you look at the donkey farm description, go take a look at that. Pack donkeys from the donkey farm can carry twice as much as a settler, and therefore increase good transport capacity. Water from the well and grain from the farm are required for breeding donkeys. But I can't actually breed that on this mission, or make that on this map, because it's just locked. It says this building cannot be built on this map. I'm assuming because it's supposed to be a tutorial, and I'm not actually supposed to be doing that. So in that line, I'm going to keep going with this. However, I am going to build a farm, and I'm going to do the woodcutter's hut, and I'm going to do the bakery, and then I'm going to put a mill over here, so that I can make some bread, which is a renewable resource. And it's also just another way to supplement my food production, so that I can not have to worry about running out of food for my mines. Oh, speaking of mines, I sent out geologists, but I didn't actually use them to mine anything, so the information that they gathered actually went away. And I can build... I remember there was gold or something over here, and stone, I believe. So I'm going to actually check this out. In fact, I built the wrong mine here, I think. Well, yeah, I think this was supposed to be a gold mine. You know what? I'm just going to get rid of this. That was supposed to be gold, I think. And if you destroy a building, you see it actually takes the lumber and carries it off. So you can use that again. That's nice. So these geologists are going out prospecting again. And what are they going to tell me? They're going to tell me I should build a gold mine here, like I was supposed to do, but I missed it. And there's an iron mine. I'm going to go there. So these resources are used to build various things. The gold is used to produce coin, for instance. And I'm going to build another iron mine on this side. Okay, so this is going quite well, and everything is looking fine. So I'm gonna stop the video here because it's gotten a little bit late, and come back next time and finish off, hopefully expanding and complete this mission. Thanks for watching.